In this video, I want to show you some JorDunks. JorDunks are hybrids of Air Jordan signature models and Nike Dunks. Now, the Air Jordan 1 and the Nike Dunk both came out in 1985. They're a lot like brothers. In fact, the outsoles are almost exactly identical. Where they start to differ is that the Air Jordan line has Nike Air in there, whereas the Dunks do not. In this video, I want to show you JorDunks, hybrids of Air Jordans and Dunks, and these were in an exhibit right next to Air Jordan Retros in the ShoeZeum. Now, actually, at the ShoeZeum, there were two separate sections of Air Jordans. There was one section that compared OG models with retros. We had a dozen pairs of OG ones and then 23 Collezione packs to show the difference between the original models and then the retros. And then there was a separate exhibit with a stage, and the stage had 500 pairs of Air Jordans from the 1 to the 23. All of the 1s through the 15s were retros, and the 16 to the 23 were OGs, because those numbers have never been retroed except for at the Collezione packs. Now imagine you're looking at a stage of 500 pairs of Air Jordans, and you look to your right, and there's JorDunks and messenger bags. Dunks inspired by Air Jordans and messenger bags inspired by Air Jordans. In this video, I want to show you the JorDunk 3s and 4s. Now, these shoes came out around 2006. They were sort of under the radar. They weren't loved and they weren't hated. And a few years later, Nike did AJFs, which were hybrids of Air Jordans and Air Force 1s, and sneakerheads did not like those at all. Nowadays, the hybrids are coming in the form of Air Jordan 1s. It seems like every weekend that we're getting a new Air Jordan retro, there's a matching Air Jordan 1 that looks like that retro. Let's look at these JorDunks that are the best of all the hybrid Air Jordan signature models. This exhibit started with a white dunk, a Nike sportswear dunk, sort of the blank plain white dunk that you could compare with the signature Air Jordans and then the different JorDunks. So imagine you take this white dunk, mishmash it with the Air Jordan 3, and what you're going to get is a JorDunk. Now, this JorDunk 3 is made to look vintage. There was also a true blue model that doesn't look vintage. JorDunks were made from the Jordan 1 through the 9, but for some reason, Nike skipped the 5. We all know the Air Jordan 3 made elephant print famous, so it's no surprise that the JorDunk has elephant print on the upper. I want to have a look now at some JorDunk 4s. These are awesome. Check this one out right here. So one of the things that was iconic about the Jordan 4 is going to be the mesh on the upper. It was made to be lightweight and also stylish, of course, and then the speckles that you see on the midsole. Now, when we look at a black pair of 4s, you can see that mesh netting, but there's no speckles on the black model. Remember, this is the shoe that Michael Jordan hit the shot over Craig Elo back in 1989. Let's look at the white pair. The white pair does have the mesh, just like the black pair, but it also has this cement speckled pattern that's very, very iconic and got its start on the 4. A lot like how the 3 made elephant print famous, the 4 made the speckle famous. So, of course, when we're looking at the JorDunks, we're going to have the mesh and the speckle, but you got to see the white pair. The white pair is amazing. The speckle's all over the upper of the shoe, and you can see that the mesh is kind of yellowing. It's a shame, but that's really the way that these 4s and the 5s tend to deteriorate over time. The mesh netting just turns yellow. Anyway, it's been a real pleasure showing you off these JorDunks, the best of all the hybrid models of Air Jordan signature shoes. Now, of course, nothing can top the original colorways, but the JorDunks are pretty cool.